How you doing? It's just Stipe again. I'm here to do yet another review for a supplement. So for today's supplement, I've decided to do it on Inspired's a Big Black. Um, if you're wondering where that comes from, apparently it's mainly made for Australia. I know Inspired, there's a lot of different, I know they do Devastate of the Union, I believe it's White Diamond, a couple of other ones that are also in America. This one typically is used in Australia. It's considered one of the more strong pre-workouts that you could buy in your regular, nutrition warehouse type of store. First and foremost, let's start with the flavor. I feel like flavor is probably the easiest to always start off with. It's probably the least important as well. The way the flavoring system works on Big Black from Inspired is kind of weird. It's got this unusual name for it, so it's Concord Candy, which then if you actually look here, you can tell that it says grape. I'd much prefer for them just to not give the cheesy names. I mean, who gives a shit? Just put the flavor and make it easier for the people. But yeah, it's got a grape supposed flavor. It doesn't taste very good. It doesn't taste awful. It's not unbearable. It's not on the level of Assassin, but it's not much better, if that makes sense. But, you'll be able to drink this. If you can't, that don't do pre-workouts and find something delicious. Have a Red Bull instead or a coffee. All right, so first and foremost, the flavor's out the way. Now that we've got the not that important things out the way, let's look at what the ingredients list is. So you've got 6 grams of L-citrulline, decent dose. You've got the clinical dosage for beta-alanine at 3.2. Gives you the itchy tinglies. You've got L-taurine, will also help you with a little bit of pumps, a little bit of focus. You've got N-acetyltyrosine, once again, will help you with focus. You've got choline betatrate. I mean, choline's, you will almost see it in every pre-workout now. It's got the majority of the standard ingredients, I would say, this pre-workout, but then it does have a few which aren't in every pre-workout. You got your most important pre-workout element for a stim one, which is caffeine anhydrous. You got that at 375 milligrams. Quite a decent dosage. I would say it's a little bit above the average, but not at that extreme category. You've got English walnut at 250 milligrams. Now, English walnut, very similar to DMHA, it's just a plant product, but it's meant to give you some of that central nervous system type of feel where you feel a little bit more alert, a little bit almost high to an extent. You see it more in the UK and Australian products than you do in any of the American stuff. You got teocrine, which does actually pair in quite well with the caffeine. You got Lumbo nucifera. Now, I've done a little bit of study on this Nalumba nucifera, sorry. It's supposedly just meant to be a slight mood enhancer. Look, how effective this is, not too sure. It's an Asian plant, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong with that. But yeah, supposedly it's meant to enhance your mood. It has been shown in certain trials that it actually does that for quite a long time as well. So it's not something that smacks you in the face. It's more of like a long, kind of drawn out effect. After that, you got L-theanine, which we're seeing more and more as well, kind of there to balance out the drop-off for the pre-workout. You got bitter orange synephrine, 50%. You got 60 milligrams, another standard ingredient you see. It's mainly used for a little bit of energy and also as a fat-burning kind of agent. You got Scelium taurosium, which is, if I remember correctly, that's also a mood enhancer. I wrote down somewhere what it did a few weeks ago when I was learning about it, but yeah, if I remember correctly, it helps you enhance mood. And then for the last thing, you got with bioperine, which is from black pepper, 10 milligrams. So as you can tell, it's a pretty decent ingredients panel that you've got there. It's got some, unique elements to it. You've got the scelium, you got the Nalumbo nucifera. Like, these aren't ingredients you'd see everywhere. Neither is really English walnut. But as awesome as it is to have new ingredients or unique ingredients, the question always is, how are the effects? Because you could have the world's greatest ingredients panel and it might suck. You might have the world's worst and it might be fucking rocket fuel. You never really know. And a great example of that is, you got Excelsior, which, as I've reviewed twice before, doesn't really have the craziest panel, but it is the craziest pre-workout I've ever tried. All right, how do the effects go? First and foremost, let's start with the pump. Now, if you look at the ingredients list, it's not really designed to be a pump product. So I was pleasantly surprised with the pump effects from it though. Maybe it's because obviously it's meant to be more of a focus element, energy element. But I felt the pumps, did they feel as good as, let's just say, Crack or any of my actual pump formulas? No, they didn't necessarily feel better than them, but you could feel the reps with this and you got the pumps out of it. So all in all, pretty good. I've actually used quite a bit of this stuff. This is, as you can tell, almost finished. I've had a couple of friends try it. From memory, one of them really enjoyed it. The other one thought it was pretty good as well. He thought it was slightly above that middle ground in terms of effects. Now, that's the pumps. What's energy like? The energy is really good. It lasts quite a long while. You would almost assume it's got some infinite energy in it, or some type of long-lasting caffeine, which it doesn't. It does smack you in the face, but it really doesn't seem to smack you and then fall off, or not hit you and then ramp up within like an hour of your workout. It's actually quite consistent, and when the energy from the caffeine does taper off, it's when the next element, which is the focus component, comes into play. I think the focus for Big Black was the most standout kind of performer. You really feel in the mood. It's not like it's just the beta and the caffeine combined, the tingles and the caffeine pushing you through it. You really do feel focused on this. What I like about this is, while it falls into that awkward category of it being almost a stim junkie product, which means you don't want to take it often, but not necessarily a daily driver, because you really want to be taking 250 milligrams of English walnut, let alone 375 milligrams of caffeine, it does come near a stim junkie experience. And unlike Nocturnal, it feels like it's super consistent every single time. I've probably taken this, if I had to guess, maybe 15 times. It's probably about 4 or 5 servings left, and every time it's hit really nicely. It's also given me quite I notice this on leg days, because I mainly do use this on leg days, just because obviously it's not a big pump formula and I don't want a lot of pump for legs. I feel like it gets in the way of the workout a little bit. It's given me some damn fucking power output and even some endurance for longer reps. I remember doing, I believe it was hamstring curls. I put it on my specific way that I usually do 12 repetitions with, and I got like 18 or something. It was 18 or 19. And maybe it was just that later, because I did the hamstring curls later on in my program, that it actually just gave me more energy, and therefore the output, because I had more energy, allowed me to do more repetitions, or maybe it was whatever was in there actually just helped me give more power or produce more power. But overall, I did notice that the strength on this was really nice. The energy was really nice. The focus was fucking fantastic. I mean, took this, I think it was 3 weeks ago, it was last time I took it. I took it at about 10, did my workout, and I felt it till about 6 p.m. at work. But it wasn't like a jittery DMAA, cracked out feeling. It was very subtle and clean energy, something you felt very, very healthy on. It felt like you could probably take it the next day, even though I personally would not try that, because I just think when it comes to any of the products that have DMHA, DMAA, English walnut, Ryogerensis, Juglans regia, there's no real need to take them often. Take them when you have a hard session. Take them when you feel really, really tired and you might need something to give you that kick. But in general, you should either be able to get by on no pre-workout or what you would consider a daily driver, because if you get used to 375 milligrams of caffeine and English walnut and DMHA, and L-theanine and DMA, all that jazz, I feel like you're in tricky territory because those are ingredients that you should use almost as a birthday present. Like once in a blue moon, you take it and it helps you. If you have a nice tolerance to it, you can maybe take it once a week. If you don't, take it fortnightly. If not, take it once in a month. Figure out what works for you. But yeah, overall, I actually really, really enjoyed this product. It's something I'll continue to use. I probably won't buy it again. Now, that doesn't mean I don't recommend if you want to try it to buy it. I absolutely do recommend it. The only reason I probably won't buy it again is because I just have too many pre-workouts. And even if I love a pre-workout, like Hooligan, love Hooligan, but it's hard for me to get through the whole bottle because I've got so many different ones. I'm having to do some reviews for them, obviously, because I want to give you guys just an honest opinion of what happened with me when I took them. But this is absolutely worthwhile if you're looking for something that's not going to crack you out, something that's not going to leave you itching yourself like a crazy person, but will provide above that daily driver in terms of energy, focus, and power output. I mean, you really can't go wrong with it. It's also, what I do like about it is even though 25 servings isn't 30, like a lot of pre-workouts are, it is 25 servings. So it's not a silly, 30, 15, 40, 20. You get 25 servings and that 25 hits really nicely. You don't need any more. All right, so overall, I hope you like the review. If you want me to review anything else, or if you have a differing opinion to myself on this, or have any other questions on Big Black from Inspired, feel free to tell me. Keep you posted. See ya.